Hi, so somebody gave me feedback regarding the last video that I uploaded. It's the first video of its kind that's not a circle time rhyme. It is for maths and the bus stop method of division, or short division. I think that's what it's called universally. So here, this is a picture from my son's book. He's changed the picture a little bit, but this is what he drew. So there's a bakery and there are 84 loaves of bread and 7 shopkeepers to divide it between. Now, I will show you how I introduced it. So I drew the bakery like this, and I did have my fancy, that's not working very well. I did have, I tried to make it look a bit like a shop, so that's what I did. And I said to him that first thing in the morning, the bakers come in and they start baking bread because shopkeepers from nearby come to their bakery to buy bread in bulk. So they have managed to bake 80 loaves of bread, but I can't draw 80 loaves of bread, so I'm just going to do 8, I said to him, and put a 10 into each of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there we have 8 loaves of bread. You could probably make them smaller. I did on my original chalkboard, which the drawing is the cover of my previous video, and it's also on my website, so you can go and have a look at that. So there we have 80 loaves of bread, and then I said to him that 7 shopkeepers arrived. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is difficult for me to record like this, but I'm trying so that you've got a visual. 6 and 7, because I understand that it is easier when you can see what I'm talking about. Just last time I started recording with the camera turned the other way, and then I couldn't flip the camera, so I couldn't show you. So then I said to him, and I wrote the number 7 there. So I said 7 bakers have arrived. So the person that's serving them in the bakery says, okay, let me divide the bread equally amongst you all. So this baker gets a loaf of 10, and then we cross that off. And this shopkeeper gets 10 loaves. I said a loaf of 10, I mean 10 loaves, so sorry. And then this shopkeeper also gets 10 loaves. And so all the shopkeepers I showed him get 10 loaves each, and then I keep crossing them off until all of them have 10 loaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so I am just trying to figure out what I've done. Okay, I've given him a loaf twice. I have to look into the camera to see that you can see what I'm drawing and also draw at the same time. Yes, it's challenging. I need to buy something that I can, like a camera stand or something. I would still use my phone to record, but I need something that would help me. Maybe if I start recording videos more frequently, I will have a look into it and invest in some basic equipment to make this process easier. So there we go. And if you can see, we've got 10 loaves left over. That one needs crossing off. So each of them got 10 loaves. And now, before he could say to me that, oh, from that 10, you can give them one each as well, that will be 7. I said, and just as the shopkeeper, the person serving them in the bakery, gave all of the shopkeepers 10 loaves each, the baker came with 4 more loaves of bread. And then I said, oh, it's easy to draw 4, so I'll just draw 4. And I said 2, 3, and 4. But I said to him, there were 10 left over from before, so how many loaves are there now? And then I draw that there, and I said, we're counting in ones here. So we've got 10, add 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 14. So we can write this as 4. And then we've got the 10 from there. So I'll put that 110 there. And we've ended up with 14. So now there are still 7 shopkeepers there. Out of the 14, how many loaves do they each get? And then he said they'll get 2 each. So the 2 goes on top here. And previously I forgot to mention at the top, they got 10 each, or 10 loaves each. But this is the tens column here. And this is the ones column there. So we're still using place value. So we write 1 there because they got 10 each. And they got 2 ones. So each shopkeeper got 12 loaves of bread. And then after that, I drew it out for him like this and said, this is how we divide. We have 84 loaves of bread divided by 7 shopkeepers. So we look at this first. How many 7s are there in 8? There is 1. And then what's left over? We've got 1 left over, but that 1 left over is 110. So when we take it to the ones column and rename it, it will be 10 ones plus 4 ones, which gives us 14 ones. And then how many 7s are in 14? There are 2. And that is how we perform the division using bus stop method. So just going back to this was our story. I'll just stand up. About the bakery and the 7 shopkeepers who arrived. There were 80 loaves of bread baked and ready when these 7 shopkeepers arrived. However, I couldn't draw 80 loaves of bread. This is how I said it to him, because I didn't want to say this is the tens column and this is the ones column and make it very mathematical to begin with. I wanted it to be a story. So I said, I'm just going to draw, and this is the shop, which he said to me, it doesn't really look like a shop, Mum, because the door should be at the front. And I said, no, that's the door. And he said, okay, you've got a very strange looking shop. Anyway, so I said, I can't draw 80. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw loaves of bread, 8 loaves of bread, and put a 10 in them. And then, that's worth 10. And then we've got 80. And then shared those by drawing arrows. I did draw arrows, and we did that. And I said, oh, there are 10 left over. And as I mentioned before, he could say, split those between the 7 and they will get 1 more each. I said, just as the man had finished giving each shopkeeper 10 loaves of bread, just as he had finished, the baker came out with 4 more loaves of bread. So how many do they have now? And he said, well, they've got 10 and 4 more. So yes, so we've got 14. So, I didn't write it like that, but I just said we've got 14 now. So if there are 7 shopkeepers, how many more loaves will they get? 2. But I did write the 1 up there and the 2 up there, and then showed him it here like that. So this is short division. Yes, I hope this makes sense.